So, what is going on here? So, as you can tell, this is for the new people who don't know a thing about Forex. So, I placed lot size at about 0.15, and because it first it went down, then it broke high. I bought, it started rising in value, it put me in the zone of profit. I did go negative for a little bit, but I held on to it. I didn't close it negative, so because it's still going after going negative, then rising, it put me in the zone to make some money if I close it that way. You do not lose the trade for it going negative for a little bit unless you close it that way. If it was at like negative, what, 5, 10, 20 bucks or whatever, and you closed it, that's when you lose money. You're giving away your money because you closed your position negative. But because you kept it open, you didn't close out your position and just left it alone, it puts you in the zone to make some money. And as you can tell, based on what I know, it's rising in value. So I'm up $100 the moment I decide I want to close the order. It's applied to my balance. If it was negative and I closed it negative, it deducts from my balance. That's the way to understand trading. Yes, it's going down in value, I can see that, but to me, I understand that it is going to fluctuate a bit. I haven't analyzed how far. I don't know if it's going to come back down and whatever, but either way, I'm willing to hold this position because I'm already in a position of profit. Just today, $548.37. I had some losses, but overall, as you can tell by the blues, I stayed more positive than when I lost $30. So what? If you lose a little bit, sometimes you have to risk a little bit to gain the big ones, I should say. There's nothing wrong with taking the risk to go for big rewards, but you have to understand that you have to put yourself in a position to win by building up your skill set. It's constantly what I'm doing. I'm constantly building up my own knowledge and skill within trading. Trading is not something you could just jump into blindly and expect to make money. So I'll put out a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I just trade independently. This video is strictly educational. So if you decide you want to make some trades or whatever, that's totally up to you. But this is just the educational video. But yeah, for those that don't understand a thing about Forex, I'm just showing you what you're actually getting yourself into and the type of money that's available to you. So I'll also show the date. Everything is for the 2nd of April, so it's April now, the 2nd. Everything happened today, this morning. This is my money. And then you can make this on a daily basis, and it doesn't, I won't say it just settles for like 500. You can actually make more. If I close now, I'd make 600. I'd be closed at 600 or something. And you can go to bigger lot sizes, so 25, 35, and so on. But you have to really know what you're doing and be confident about your trading style and have the capital and so many other things to really go big like that. I mean, I can go bigger, but 0.15 was just what I was willing to risk. So understanding risk is a part of the game, understanding structures and so many other factors come into this. But overall, this is something that you have to be willing to commit to, because trading is not easy. It's not. It's easy if once you make it that way. But I'm just saying to the common person, don't fall for the hype. Don't come into this like chasing the dream to make millions in a day, because that dream is what's gonna make you lose money. You gotta come in with confidence and knowing 100% full well what you're getting yourself into, and knowing that there is a risk until you know what you're doing. Well, there's always going to be risk, but you minimize the risk by knowing what you're doing, I'll say, and understanding. Otherwise, you can be like other people who just chase a trade, so they just throw in 200 and then they lose that 200 and throw in another 500 trying to get that 200 back. Trying to flip it into 10,000 in a single morning. And then throw in 1,000, 2,000 trying to get that last 1,000 back. And before you know it, you lost about $4,000 because you didn't know what you were doing and you was chasing a dream without knowing and assuming it was easy because everyone else in YouTube and every signal seller told you that you can follow their method or some stupid tool and make money easy, but that's not how it works. A lot of those tools, indicators don't work. A lot of those signal services are scam. And yeah, some signal services may work, but it doesn't work if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're not learning anything, you're just copying someone else, and you're a lot of the times you're probably getting scaring yourself out of the trade, or your account can't handle the trade that the lot size you're throwing in. It's just a lot of factors into this that you just don't understand until you actually jump in and take the risk yourself. So obviously I've done all those things. I've been on the wrong side of the game. I've chased the dream, but I realized what I was doing, and I've been fixing it ever since. And because I realized that and started working on my losses, I've improved. I understand the market doesn't just go straight up and down the entire time, so I know when to get in, when to get out. and I know how to conserve my capital. And then with this, also, if you're, I forgot where I was looking at, but don't be afraid to use a stop loss, because they can be very helpful. The stop loss, the point of a stop loss, if you're in a position of profit, or actually when you're just entering a trade, say I entered here and everything was still here. If it went negative and I had my stop loss at about here, and it didn't reach this position, it wouldn't boot me out of the trade. But if it tried to exceed what I was trying to risk and try to go, way down there and enough to destroy my account and put my balance at a zero, I'd be protected. It would instantly stop the trade right there. So at this point, this is a nice lesson. It broke out really high. My thoughts, it can potentially continue higher. It might not, but for the fact that it might not, I would put it either at a break even or above a little bit, so I actually take a little bit home anyways, even if it goes here. But if it misses, hey, whoa, I can exceed a higher point. But that's a nice lesson for the new trader. There are a variety of methods out there. Some get applied, many don't. Because a lot of the time you're learning the wrong thing too. Or you're stuck on some bullshit MLM or something like that, whatever. But on to the next video. If you found this video pretty helpful, feel free to give it a like, feel free to share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And feel free to follow my Instagram at FreshLifestyle25.